I kind of saw this writing on the wall, but let's talk about it. Armie Hammer's coming back. Can we talk about Armie Hammer? So after all of these allegations came forward with Armie Hammer, now, he is coming back for his first movie since all the allegations came forward. Now, this is one of those things, too, that I was like kind of shocked about, but also not, because his case was thrown out over here in Los Angeles. It was all thrown out. The DA came forward with the LA District Attorney, and the LAPD came forward and they declined to pursue criminal charges against him, citing insufficient evidence, and he remains without representation, though, other than his lawyer. So when this happened, though, he lost everything. If you don't know what happened to Armie Hammer before, he hasn't acted in 3 years, more than 3 years actually, following his 2021 sexual assault allegations. Now, bunch of his exes came forward talking about cannibalism, saying he wants to eat them, talking about like just biting them and doing some weird kind of odd sexual like pursuits that they didn't like and they were uncomfortable with. They go on a vacation and there was like 3 or 4 women that came forward and they were saying that there was sexual assault happening and abuse. And there's this whole thing. He's dropped by publicists, dropped by his agents, everybody dropped him, and now he is coming back. It's just like the Kevin Spacey thing. He's coming back. He never knew he left. Well, yeah, 3 years. He actually said he had to sell all of his vehicles because he couldn't afford to put gas in his truck, and he had to get new vehicles, and he can't afford anything. He said he was broke. He started a podcast now, too. But he will star in Frontier Crucible. Now, it's his first project back. It's a period western from director Travis Mills. And we're not sure who he's playing, but the whole project will star Thomas Jane. It centers around an ex-soldier reluctantly teaming up with outlaws, a woman, and her injured spouse as they navigate the perilous Arizona frontier in the 1870s in desperate bid for survival. But again, no word who he's going to play. Director says they're pumped to have him back. He's got to be super excited. I saw was the resurgence say he's hungry. This is one of those things I kind of expected him coming back, but again, like there's still people coming out there saying that he shouldn't be getting his job back. Captain Action, if you saw, what you were talking about this earlier.
I've heard a lot.
Yeah, but a lot, right, Angela? A lot of people, but he was in Lone Ranger, the Lone Ranger reboot with Johnny Depp. That was a big one for him. The Social Network, of course. He played the twins in The Social Network. He was in his last movie was in one of the Nile, with the murder mystery ones in the Nile. What the heck was that one called? But he was popping up.
Death on the Nile.
The Orient Express one, Death in the Nile, yeah, that one, the sequel to that, and that was they took him out of the advertising. The movie bombed. They knew that was going to happen because all the allegations came forward. But I kind of thought he'd come back. I thought he would. No, he's been really saying some stuff on his podcast now about how he's been dead to Hollywood and he's producing his own project too on top of this, trying to come back. But I kind of knew this was going to happen. I kind of saw it. But is it a good thing? What do you think there, Angela? Do you think that this writing was on the wall for this because most of the cases were thrown out? Or do you think, again, that there should be more, looked into him and that this is probably happening too fast?
Well, I mean, the people will always let you know, right? I mean, so you can have something thrown out. It doesn't mean you're innocent, right?
Yep.
Anything, right? Our judicial system is extremely flawed, but maybe he had a good attorney that maybe some people got, an agreement or had an arrangement, and so therefore it was thrown out, right? So who knows what happened there. But it all, it's sometimes, obviously if people have, that type of situation, it's not going to come to light because they can't talk about it since it'll be in perpetuity. But other people might say stuff, it's hard to come back from that kind of, from this. I mean, he's a talented actor, sure, but in terms of like character and multiple people saying things, it's tough when you have multiple people coming and saying this, stuff about somebody that seems pretty, I don't know, it's similar. Like it's just tough. So
it's like the Diddy stuff we've been talking about too.
Right.
It's like
like maybe there's more people and it's just, it's not a hush situation. So I don't know. It doesn't look good. It's not good. But if he's going to try and make it back, I don't know. It takes him a while.
I don't think it's going to be like this.
Times again. I don't know. What?
I don't think it's gonna be like that fast. I think he's gonna have this movie,
No.
of course, but I don't know if he'll be like quick, you know. And that's the
Yeah.
chat about the biters. I don't know if he's a biter, but apparently he does talk about devouring his girlfriends and eating them and some kind of weird cannibalism kind of stuff. That's what people were saying, and you know, and these are all allegations.
Is he like taking a part of them out? I don't know. If he's eating like.
Well, I just think he likes to
It
tie
reminds
them
me
up
of
and
the
bite them
movie.
and stuff.
Oh, like draw blood or something out of them. Like that's weird. I know that was weird. When I heard that, I was like, okay. I mean, it's not far fetched. There's weird ass people out there that do crazy stuff, you know, that are into certain things. So,
are you even a fan of him, though, Angela? Do you think that is he a big enough star to even come back? You think?
I think he just kind of got his feet wet. You know, he was sort of. I mean, he wasn't really like The Social Network was probably maybe and like. Where was the I forgot the film where he was isn't that the oh God, what was the film where I think he was like he had like he was like gay or he would have a lover or something. There was
Was it him and Timothy Chalamet or something too? I keep
maybe it
throwing
was.
Chalamet out there.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet, yeah. I think I don't know what film that was though. Is that one where he had like an Oscar nomination or
Call Me by Your Name, right? That's what it was.
Yeah, I think it was Call Me by Your. I should have looked at my phone. Call Me by Your Name. Yeah.
Call Me. I think it was him and.
I mean, he started to show more like dynamic, I think, depth after like The Social Network. In his family, obviously, is very well known. So, Armie Hammer, right? Products.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, I don't think he's really bootstrapping to get gas in his truck. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have a hard time.
That's what he was trying to say.
That. What?
He was trying to say he's so broke. He was like, I'm so broke.
Right, that you like live in your crazy mansion and you have. Dude, look at who's broke on Skid Row. Okay, those people are broke and homeless.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean, you're not broke and you're fine.
What he's doing is called whining.
It's called complaining, whining. He's families are like millionaire or gajillionaires. They're fine. So I'm certain.
Yeah, I think.
I'm certain he was getting fed. Like.
Yeah, I can't. I don't really buy it. I see like Eraser X was saying GR about like devouring. What was that comment right there about devouring your girlfriend? Isn't that every guy? Do you think this is a little bit more serious than that though, GR?
Well, as my beautiful partner said, our system is flawed. But the bottom line is they didn't prosecute the guy. And I'm sorry, I don't think he's that great an actor. To me, he's B-level at best. He's not an A-lister.
Maybe like
every movie I've seen him in. How do I put this politely? It sucked.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Lone Ranger, weren't you? Big fan.
Oh, that was one of the worst. To take an old term, one of the worst wastes of celluloid ever filmed. I mean, it's terrible.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a shame that they made it.
Yeah, I think Johnny Depp playing like the Native American role too was just like, I love Johnny Depp, but it was weird.
It was Depp's worst film ever.
I thought like Depp should have been the Lone Ranger. That would have made more sense to me. I feel like, but when I first heard he was signed on, that's what that was playing.
Play the Indian. What a concept!
Yeah, right. What a concept. You're right. They could have done that, but they didn't. I mean, that was different times. I feel like they were at back time. They weren't even thinking about that sometimes when that movie came out. But that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because again, that's a massive character. It's like that. Recently I saw a trailer for it. I never saw this, but I saw that they brought this called Tiptoes or Tiny. It was Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman plays it was Peter Dinklage is in it. He's like playing a little person. It was like the freaking craziest thing though too. It's like
love Peter Dinklage.
And it's like but Peter Dinklage should have been the main character, and they have Gary Oldman. They're like making him a different. It was the weirdest movie ever, a weirdest thing ever. And I'm like, what is this movie? But it's like just hire people that are fit for the role, But that's a whole different bag of worms right there. I would say. I just don't think that people really missed Armie Hammer in general. I feel like they didn't. I don't think he was that big of a star like we're saying here too, and I don't think you know,
Yeah.
his career was like, oh, we have this, oh, it's a big shock like Johnny Depp, you know? Sorry,
Yeah,
Armie
like,
Hammer,
well, like
but I just don't see
Lexi's
it.
saying, I mean, you know, your acting isn't relevant to the charges, right? So, like, I get the whole letting him come back. She's saying just shows the continued issues we have in this industry where we excuse bad behavior and reward it. It's true. So, I mean,
If he didn't get convicted of anything,
what?
how did she get away with saying his bad behavior? We don't know it was a bad
Well,
behavior. I'm not defending the guy. He
yeah,
could be a total dirtbag, but
yeah,
the LAPD, which investigates the hell out of this kind of crap, said there's nothing.
yeah.
Come here,
Yeah,
move on. They did.
that's what they said
So
there was
the guy-
nothing there. And that's what he keeps saying, GR. He's like, I've been cleared.
He wasn't cleared, but he wasn't charged. So in their mind, nothing happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it didn't, which we know that too.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah,
And so it doesn't mean it didn't.
right.
But he didn't get convicted of anything.
Right,
So
no.
he deserved to have, he has the right to have his career back.
No,
I also agree though too. It's like the people that are problematic. It's like we keep giving them other chances though too. There's also that. It's like there's so many actors that haven't had a chance. You know.
Yeah, like people who would never do this crap at all. Like they'd be just like, or not even be accused of this kind of stuff by people. They'd just be out there trying to do their, do the best job that they can as an actor, and that are actually deserving of it too. You know, not just like I don't want to be like rude because like, people are always tied to like big families, you know what I mean? That just tend to like, I know so many people that just come from well-off families and they have like the ability to like, oh, let me just go off and, carry my dream of, being a director and like, I'll start a production company and do all this stuff, right? Because it's just, you have the money, you can do it. There's so much you can do when you have money. So when you come from a family like his, I mean, it's like, you can buy your way into opportunities, right? Like being a producer for a film, get money there.
But King Midas, for Christ's sakes.
What?
He got more money than King Midas.
Yeah, I mean, I have some of their I have like some of their baking soda in my house. That's what we're talking about, and I've got some of their washing suds. So I mean, like, all right, this could work, but like, I've contributed to their.
Yeah, I like the Queen said he's in another bad remake. He was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Another.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. They could have gone.
Well, he's been trying.
Guys. They could have gone a different direction, probably with somebody else. I mean, I'm not going to be a. I'm not going to be a. I don't know. Sure, I don't know. People can think he deserves his own comeback or something. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's going to have to earn a lot of trust back from people. I don't know. But I feel like who you are will always inevitably show, right? If this crap comes back around again, where people start saying stuff, then I mean, it's most likely this is true. I mean, I'm sorry, but public opinion starts to win favor. It doesn't matter what a judge or anyone else says. It's like that ends up being, right? As we've seen so many times in other court cases and stuff not going on, it's public opinion that matters the most. That's what sways everything.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, that can just ruin somebody's career. It's you can think something, do something, and if people feel that way about you, it's just hard to get booked because at the end of the day, a studio looks at you and says, "Well, that's not going to make us money, so we're not going to hire that person," and that's just part of the business. And it's unfortunate if someone is innocent, like Johnny Depp has been trying to clear his name to come back too. It's like, but it takes time. It takes time. Public opinion goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, he needs to get, for starters, an extremely great brand reputation specialist to come in and help clear up his name and clean that up. He needs that. So if he wants to get anywhere, that's just, I mean, whoever is working with him, if anyone is, if he's still been dropped, but that's what he would need on top of like a publicist is, a part of the mix of that. But you need a real strategic, savvy brand reputation management organization to come in and really help, like, kill the damage that's been, or rebuild his character and everything to the community. Because I think everyone's just thinking he's a weirdo.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're right. You need a good branding team. Yeah, Queen said too. He didn't really do anything. It's like that thing. Like according to what we've heard, he hasn't done anything. But we're gonna have to wait and find out. Do we think that he's gonna have this big career still now? What do you think? Big career? Yay or nay? I'm like this too. I feel like he might do a few more movies, but
like again, they brushed it off. So it's like this is when it's like this is. I mean, how many other actors and producers have been accused of stuff in the past? Got away scot-free with they weren't convicted, whatever. And then later down the line, they end up getting busted. So it's like, I feel like in Hollywood, it's kind of like, if you're going to make me money, I'll put you in. That's kind of my theory of it. It's like, if you make me money, I'll put you in. I don't care if you bit someone's face or their children.
Jeremy Piven.
What?
Jeremy Piven, he's popping up a bunch now too. He's another guy that he was like a lot of allegations. I saw that fool work on Entourage. I saw that man. So he was definitely, but
yeah, he's had stuff. What?
Look, think back to the 50s. All these people that got blacklisted that weren't members of that communist party that was going to ruin Hollywood and all that bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing, GR. You're right. There's a huge thing.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
I mean,
it does.
Not to take anything away from what you said, Angela, because you're right.
Yeah.
But there are dirtbags that keep working, but there are also innocent people that aren't working. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
That's a very valid point. It happens to a lot of people. Yeah. And it can be like that, and then your career's done. Like we're saying, the public opinion is a big thing, and it can just ruin your career, or it can make your career. That's what it comes down to. Right. But we'll see. What do you guys think out there? Will Armie Hammer have this big A-lister career, or will he just kind of be like, coasting along, moving on? Because again, it's a long time to keep building that back.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.